नमस्कार. प्रुडंटाच्या या खासा एनिव्हर्सरी डिबेटात गोवाथॉनात तुमकां सगळ्यांक येवकार. गोवाथॉन जेन्ना म्हणटात तेन्ना गोंयकारां मदले हेवेदावे डिफरन्सीस कुशीक दवरून गोंयचेर आनी गोंयच्या भवितव्याचेर चर्चा करपाची गरज निर्माण जाता. आणि आज आमी एक तसोच विशय आनी तशेंच पॅनल घेवन तुमचे मुखार आयल्या. विशय आसा तो म्हळ्यार फुडली पिळगी जी आसा, द जनरेशन नेक्स्ट, आनी गोंय गोंय दवरपा खातीर कितें करचें पडटलें. what the generation next will have to do to preserve the essence of Goa and गोंयकारपण. कितें करचें पडटलें आनी सद्याचें जें जनरेशन आसा which is at the peak of its career, which is actually calling the shots in Goa, त्या जनरेशनाक कितें दिसता, कितें चुकता अशें दिसता, कितें बरोबर आसा अशें दिसता, ताजेर आमी भासाभास करतले. And we have a very good audience here of postgraduate students who is going to question the eminent panel that we have. हांव फटाफट वळख करून दिता पॅनलाची एंड देन आय विल टेक युअर ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स. पयले आसात ते म्हजे बरोबर गोंयांतले एक नामनेचे उद्देजक जाणी ऑटोमोबायल, रियल इस्टेट, हॉस्पिटॅलिटी, टुरिजम ह्या सगळ्या क्षेत्रां भितर नामना मेळयल्यात, जांकां आमी गोंयचे मर्सिडीज मॅन म्हणपाक शकतात. ते आकाश बाब खवडे, वेलकम. दुसरे आसात म्हजे बरोबर गोंयांतले एक नामनेचे एक्टिविस्ट आनी शिक्षक, आनी शिक्षक ही वळख तितलीच म्हत्वाची, ते म्हळ्यार रमेश गांवस सर, स्वागत. तिसरी आसात म्हजे बरोबर, हांव तांकां सरकाराक रिप्रेझेंट करता म्हणना, बट हू इज रिप्रेझेंटींग अ व्हेरी लार्ज चंक ऑफ गोवन मायंडसेट टुडे, ते गोंयचे टावन अँड कंट्री प्लॅनिंग मिनिस्टर विजय बाब सरदेसाय, स्वागत. चवथी आसात म्हजे बरोबर गोंयांतले एक नामनेचे कलाकार, नाट्य कलाकार, सिने कलाकार, आनी जाणी गोंयच्या वेगवेगळ्या सोशल एज्युकेशना भितर वांटो घेतला, ते राजदीप नायक, स्वागत. लास्ट बट डेफिनेटली नॉट द लिस्ट, गोंयांतल्या जनतेचो एक बुलंद आवाज जावन फाटली 5 ते 6 वर्सां वेगवेगळ्या इश्यूंचेर सरकारां आसूं किंवा सरकाराक नासूं, जो आसा ताका शिंगार घेवपी मायकल लोबो, वेलकम. Akash, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
Because even the audience will be very comfortable listening to you. And you are actually in the thick of things. कितें करपाक जाय, द जनरेशन नेक्स्ट इज सिटींग इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. गोंय गोंय दवरचें, तो एसेन्स उरचो म्हूण ताणें कितें करचें पडटलें. आनी आज तुमी जेन्ना बिजनेस करतात ऑर यू आर ट्रायंग टू बी द प्रायमरी ड्रायव्हर्स ऑफ इकॉनॉमी, वॉट चॅलेंजीस डू यू फेस?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, थँक यू फॉर हॅविंग मी हियर. म्हजें एक म्हणजे गोंयकारपण, एज गोंयकारपण इज अ व्हेरी हॉट टॉपीक आनी इट इज अ ट्रू सेन्स. आफ्टर अ लॉंग टायम, आफ्टर मेनी इयर्स, वेन यू सिन्स आय बीन कम टू इंडस्ट्री जॉइन जालो, तेन्नाच्यान पळयलां की गोंयकारपण इज नांव आतां आयलां तें पयलीं केन्ना नाशिल्लें. आनी इट्स व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट फॉर डेमोग्राफी ऑफ गोवा. आमकां म्हणजे मेन गोंयकारांक ऑर गोवन्स ऑर यूथ ऑफ गोवन्स शूड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर द कल्चर अँड व्हॅल्यूज ऑफ गोवन्स. म्हणजे आमी आतां जी आमची पिढी आहा, आमची पयलींची पिढी आहा, ऑल द रिलेशन्स, ऑल द बिजनसीस, एवरीथींग वॉज बेस्ड ऑन रिलेशन एंड द कल्चर. ते म्हणजे ते आमकां मूळ सांबाळूंक जाय, एक म्हणजे कल्चर एंड व्हॅल्यूजाचेर. तुमी आतां फुडें शिकता, गोवान इंडस्ट्री जो आमच्या आतां इंडस्ट्री एज्युकेशन आसा, एज्युकेशन इज मेनली गोवा सेंट्रीक आसूं जाय फॉर गोवन्स एंड गोवन स्टुडंट्स टू प्रॉस्पर. लायक वी आमची आतां इंडस्ट्री आहा, मायनींग इंडस्ट्री आसा, फिशरीज आहा, एग्रीकल्चर आसा, देन वी हॅव अ इंडस्ट्री वेन मॅन्युफॅक्चरींग इंडस्ट्री आसा, टुरिजम इंडस्ट्री आसा. ऑल दीस शूड बी गोवा सेंट्रीक आनी स्कील डेव्हलपमेंट जे जावपाचें आहा फॉर द स्टुडंट्स एंड फॉर द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन शूड बी बेस्ड ऑन दीस. आमचें जें स्कील डेव्हलपमेंट जें आहा ताकी आतां मोस्ट ऑफ द जाग्यार पळोवपाक गेल्यार वी एज गोवन्स, आतां हांव गोंयकार आसा, स्टडीड इन गोवा, लिव्ड इन गोवा, बॉर्न इन गोवा, फॉर जनरेशन्स वी आर फ्रॉम गोवा. वी गोवन्स टुडे आतां आमकां ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी मेळपा खातीर वी हॅव खूब त्रास करचे पडटा. सो आमकां गोंयकारांक हांकां फुडें सोदूंक जाय इफ दे वॉन्ट टू बी इन गोवा. कित्याक मोस्टली कितें जाता आतां लोक शिकता आनी ते भायर वता. म्हज्या जनरेशनाचे 80 to 90% यूज टू स्टडी इन गोवा आनी भायर वताले. सो हें अवॉयड करपा खातीर सो दे शूड हॅव सम इन्सेंटिव्स, some encouragement, because there are a lot of entrepreneurs. I'm sure there are a lot of entrepreneurs who want to do something in Goa and want to strive for Goa. So more than them, because these are young talents, they have full world in front of them. So from industry side, from government side, all department side, we should see that हांकां गोंयांत दवरपा खातीर, गोंयची संस्कृती दवरपा खातीर, हे आमची संस्कृती, these are the people of Goa. So हांकां गोंयांत दवरपा खातीर आमी जे आमचे डायरेक्शन्स आहा ते गोवा सेंट्रीक आसता. विजय बाबान पयरूच म्हणिल्लें की आमी गोंयकाराक गोवन इंडस्ट्री और गोवन हाका प्रमोट करपा खातीर लॉट ऑफ स्टेप्स शूड टेक. आनी आय एग्री विथ हिम. गोंयकारपण राखपा खातीर असले समज स्टेप्स घेतले जाल्यार ऑल ऑफ अस, इवन यंग जनरेशन, दीस जनरेशन, प्रिवियस जनरेशन विल हॅव टू स्ट्राइव इन टुगेदर. हें म्हजें ओपनिंग रिमार्क.
रमेश बाब, तुम्ही शिक्षक म्हणून खूप काम केलां, एक्टिविस्ट म्हणून खूप काम केलां, आणि यू हॅव सीन डिफरंट जनरेशन्स ऑफ गोवन्स तुमच्या हाताच्या कडल्यान गेल्यान. आज ह्या खिणात तुमकां कितें दिसता, कितें करपाक जाय फुडले पिळगेन टू प्रिजर्व दॅट एसेन्स ऑफ गोवा?
वास्तविक सगळो विशय तुवें जो दवरला न्ही तो खूपच म्हत्वाचो आसा, अतिशय वायटल आसा गोंयच्या. आनी एका आमी सगळे गोंयकार एका अतिशय टर्निंग पॉयंटाचेर आज आसात. आनी अशा टर्निंग पॉयंटाचेर एक स्वता यूथ आनी पॉलिटिशियन्स हांकां इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करपाक लायणारो हो विशय आसा, अतिशय म्हत्वाचो. आनी हांव जेन्ना मत मांडटा न्ही तेन्ना म्हाका खंयच्या कोणाच्या पॉलिटिक्साचे संबंद ना किंवा राजकीय हेतून कोणाक तरी बदनाम करपाक उलोवपाचें म्हाका इच्छा ना. पण आज परिस्थिती अशी आयल्या, गेल्या 60 वर्सां पासून आमच्या कडेन इतकें डिटोरेशन जायत गेलां. सोशल वॅल्यूज आसात, कल्चरल वॅल्यूज आसात, पॉलिटिकल वॅल्यूज आसात, इकॉनॉमीक सॅक्टरान सुद्दां जे धुमशान चल्लेले आसा न्हय ते सगळे. त्याच्यामुळे कशें जाल्लें आसा, गेली 38 वर्सां हांव गोंयच्या सगळ्या कानाकोपरान वेगवेगळे इश्यू घेवन काम करतां. आज सुद्दां NSSच्या भुरग्यांच्या समोर उलयतां हांव वेगवेगळे विशय घेवन. म्हाका एक अशें दिसता की एक युथा कडेन एक पॅसिवनेस आसा, ते पॅसिव आसात. तांकां म्हणजे कशें कितें पडलेलेंच ना कसल्याच गजालीचें. आनी एक गजाल अशी आसा की जे कितें घडटलें तें पॉलिटिकल पॅटर्नच जर मेळ्ळी तरच आमकां फ्युचर आसा, अन्यथा आमकां फ्युचर ना. आजच्या प्रत्येक भुरग्याक हें दिसता. आनी ही सगळ्यात मोठी ट्रॅजेडी आसा गोंयच्या, म्हणजे खंयचो समाज आसूं त्या समाजान एक अशी एक मोरल व्हॅल्यू आसलेली, एक स्ट्रेंथ आसलेली एक ग्रूप किंवा माणसां उबी आसूंक जाय, जेंकां पॉलिटिकल जे प्रेशर आसात न्हय तेंच्यांनी सायडीक दवरूंक जाय आनी तांकां नरीश करपाचो प्रयत्न करपाक जाय. कारण तेच पास ऑन करतले बॅटन. ही जी मोरल व्हॅल्यूज इंटॅक्ट दवरणारी जी बॉडी आसतली ती व्हॅल्यू पास करतली यंग जनरेशन खातीर, आनी तेच मागीर त्या गोंयचो विचार करतले. आज प्रॉब्लेम असो आसा की आज आमच्या भुरग्या खातीर म्हाजे करियरच्या बाबतींत, म्हाज्या फ्युचराच्या बाबतींत ताका डॅम शुअर ना. तो असो वेवर्ड सामको आसा. आनी एखादो युवक जेन्ना असो वेवर्ड आसता, तो युवक राज्या खातीर, गोंय खातीर किंवा कम्युनिटी खातीर किंवा सोसायटी खातीर कितें तरी डेफिनीट कॉन्ट्रिब्युशन करतलो, हें हांव तें इल्युजन म्हणटा.
यू आर स्ट्रेट अवे कॉलिंग इट एन इल्युजन. राजीव, आय विल स्ट्रेट अवे गो टू यू, कारण खूब पर्टिनंट आनी कडक शब्दां भितर सर उलयला. दिसता की तांचो मुद्दो आशिल्लो की हो जो आयचो यूथ आसा, दॅट यूथ हॅज बिकम व्हेरी इंडिफरंट, हॅज बिकम व्हेरी पॅसिव टुवर्ड्स वॉट्स हॅपनिंग अराउंड हिम ऑर हर. आनी तातूंतल्यान मागीर एक दिशाहीनता येता. यू डोंट नो वेर यू वॉन्ट टू गो, यू डोंट नो वेर यू वॉन्ट टू रीच. रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह ऑफ द यंगर जनरेशन, डू यू फील दिस इज रायट?
रमेश बाबान जो मुद्दो मांडलो सामको म्हत्वाचो, आनी हांव तुका याद करून दिता. एक फावट तुजी आनी म्हजी डिबेट जाली एका विशयाचेर. जे देवा MOI आंदोलन जाल्लें तेन्ना म्हाका भितर उडयलो आनी तुवें म्हटलेलें की BJPचो कोणाक तरी भितर उडयलें. मागीर हांव तुजे कडेन उलयल्लो काय कितें. आयज म्हाका पडटा ती गजाल. कारण जे देवार MOI आंदोलन जालें ते देवार पत्रकार म्हण तुका खबर आशिल्ली ही कोण तरी एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी आहा पळय ते हायजॅक करता. तो पर्यंत आमकां खबर नाशिल्लें. हांव प्रामाणीकपणान भितर पडलेलो. म्हाका खबर नासलें हें हायजॅकींग जाता म्हणून. पूण हे पत्रकार म्हणून तुवें ते आयज पडटा गजाल. कारण त्या उपरांत जेन्ना आंदोलन फुडें मुखार वचपाक लागलें तेन्ना आंदोलनाचो जबरदस्त फायदो घेतलो. घडघडीत हे सरकारां उडयली आनी वेगळी सरकारां आयली. पूण तो विशय आशिल्लो तो अजून तसो आसा आनी तो विशय तसोच उरतलो. सरान म्हटला पळय मुद्दो तो भुरगे भिता. कारण हांव सुद्दां फाल्यां आंदोलन करपाक भितलो. अरे आंदोलन करपाक हांव एकटो वता. फाटल्यान पळयत जाल्यार जे आशिल्ले ते पॉलिटिकल लोक आशिल्ले, फाटल्यान पळयत जाल्यार फाटल्यान कोण ना, हांव एकटो उरता. आनी हो संभ्रम निर्माण जाला आनी हो घातक आसा. म्हाका सराचो मुद्दो सामको पडटा. दुसरी गजाल त्या विशयाचेर उलयता की गोंय आनी गोंयकारपण राखपा खातीर सगळ्यांत म्हत्वाची आमची भाशा. जर गोंय हे करतले, एक ह्या प्रत्येक प्रांताक एक भाशा आसता. आमच्या हेका एक भाशा आसा, कोंकणी आसा. ही इल्ली ना जायत चल्ली. आज आमी हांव ह्या दिसांनी एका कास्ट करपा खातीर भुरग्याक सोदतालो. आयज भुरगे मेळटा, आवय बापूय तांचे कडेन घरा कडेन सुद्दां हिंदू. आमी फक्त कॅथलिकांचेर दोश दिताले. आमचे हिंदू सुद्दां भुरग्यां कडेन ते इंग्लीश उलयता, ते कोंकणी उलोवपाक तांचे कडेन जमना. हे नवे जनरेशन आसा, कोंकणी उलोवंक कळना. आनी आमी गोंय फुडार आनी हो तुवें विशय घेतला तो विशय असो की तुका भंय आसा म्हणजे गोंयकार पण ना जायत चल्ला हो भंय आसा महाराष्ट्रान बॉम्बे महाराष्ट्राचे उरूना ते भलतेच कोणाचे जाले आनी तोच प्रकार आतां गोंयान जावपाक सुरू जाला आनी एका सगळ्यान एक म्हटल्यार भाशा दुसरी गजाल सरान सांगला त्या प्रमाण पॉलिटिकल प्रेशर इतलो आसा जावं मागीर तो कामा धंद्याक लागून जावं किंवा आनी कसले पॉलिटिकल प्रेशर जर तुजे कडेन आसलो जाल्यार तूं सर्वायव जावपाक शकता म्हणून भुरगे आसा ते पॉलिटिकल मनशा फाटल्यान दवरता मागीर तो चारित्र्यहीन आसूं किंवा बरें चारित्र्य आसूं तो पॉलिटिकल कारण ताका स्वता वयलो विश्वास ना जाल्यार कारण पॉलिटिकल हें इतलें आमचे कडेन बरबाद जालां हांव प्रामाणीकपणान पॉलिटिकल बरबाद जाल्या तें पॉलिटिकली जर पॉलिटिक्स जर बरें हें करता जाल्यार पॉलिटिकल कितलेशेच लोक आमचे कडेन दोग जाण आसा हे पॉलिटिक्स बरें आसा म्हणून सिद्ध करचें पडटलें हो टायम आयला
Michael, this is a right point that I can go to you because of two reasons. One, that you are a politician.
I'm moreover a social
Second,
worker.
you represent a new breed of politicians. There is a old breed of politicians and there is a new breed of politicians. You represent a new breed of politicians. And third, you come from the most cosmopolitan area in our state. जंय अख्खो देश आनी अख्ख्या देशांतले आनी विदेशांतले इंडियन एज वेल एज फॉरेन चडांत चड लोक तुमच्या वाठारां भितर असतात सो यू कम फ्रॉम दी मोस्ट कॉस्मोपॉलिटन हार्टलँड ऑफ गोवा कितें दिसता ह्या विशयाचेर कितें करपाक जाय हे गोंयकारपण आनी गोंय टिकोवन दवरपा खातीर आनी एक सगळ्यांत व्हडली गजाल ते तांणी काडिल्ली ती की तुमी पॉलिटिशन एक विशय घेतात ताजे फाटल्यान जर भुरगीं उबी रावले तांकां 4 वर्सांनी कळटा की आमचो फक्त फायदो घेतलो इशू कांय सॉल्व जालो ना म्हूण लायक टू स्टार्ट विथ बोथ दीस पॉयंट्स
See, Goa is slowly changing. A beautiful state. आमचो कल्चर आमचे जे ट्रेडिशन आसले हे आमी म्हणटा सगळे जाण भाशणां करतना स्पेशली पॉलिटिशियन भाशणां करतना हे सांबाळपाक जाय म्हणटा आमचे हांव उलयतां अबावट माय पेरंट्स तेन्ना सगळे गोंयकारूच आसले गोंयान स्लोली मायग्रेशन जालें भायले लोक येयले आमी बाय आय एम जस्ट गिवींग अ एग्जाम्पल आमी तांकां घाटी म्हणटाले तेन्ना इट इज नॉट रायट बट लोक आमचे गोंयकार घाटी म्हणटात ते येयले स्लोली येयले आमचे गोंयकार गोंय सोडून वचोंक लागले इन टर्म्स ऑफ इकॉनॉमी ते म्हणटाले आमी इकॉनॉमीक वीक आहा सो आमी आतां कितें करुया हें गोंय बरें जावचें ना हिंगा सगळ्याक कचरो उडयता हिंगा हें उडयता हिंगा सारकें ना पुलीस आमचें आयकना पॉलिटिशियन आमचें आयकना सो आमी हें सोडून या तांकां कोणें सांगलें की पोर्चुगीज पासपोर्ट करून तुमी लंडनाक वचोंक जाता सो लास्ट 15 years वी हॅव सीन अ मायग्रेशन अ बीग number of migration a Goan youth which is studying in a school suddenly next year he is not there because his parents have taken him to London. So आमी हे पळयल्लें आहा गोंयान for the last 15 years and I think 2 lakh population either have gone to London म्हणजे इंग्लंडाक गेले ते पोर्चुगीज पासपोर्ट कोण कॅनडा गेले कोण ऑस्ट्रेलिया गेले कित्याक गेले ताका वेरियस रिजन्स आहा आनी स्लोली आमी म्हणटा ते भायले येयल्ले आनी हिंगा रावले ताका वेगवेगळे रिजन आहा आमी इकॉनॉमिकली वीक आसले एक वाटेन आमी म्हणटा सिस्टम सारकी ना हांव आयज MLA जावपाक पावलो कित्याक हांव सिस्टम करेक्ट करपाक गेलो त्या टायमार भुरगो आसतना सिस्टम करेक्ट करूंक एज अ सोशल वर्कर म्हणून गेलो तितून म्हाका लोकांनी पॉलिटिक्सान हाडलो आमच्या कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सीच्या लोकांनी जिल्ला काडलो जिखोन मागीर MLA काडलो जिखोन तेणीच बसयलो बट आय वेंट टू करेक्ट द सिस्टम खरेंच सांगता सिस्टम करेक्ट करपाची आयज गरज आहा खुबशे गजाली आहा आयज जर तर आमी गोंयकारांक जर तर सांबाळटले आतां हांव गोंयकार कोण म्हणटा जे कोण भायले येवन हिंगा रावले आनी तेंची भुरगीं जाली आनी ती हिंगा स्कॉलाक गेली आनी आयज युनिवर्सिटीन पावली म्हणजे आय एम टॉकिंग अबाउट पीपल फ्रॉम कर्नाटका महाराष्ट्रा और एनीवेर इंडियन हू केम हियर सेटल्ड दे हॅव देअर चिल्ड्रन दे हॅव देअर बर्थ सर्टिफिकेट एंड दे आर इन कॉलेज एंड युनिवर्सिटी टुडे हे जर तर गोंयकारांक आमी आयज सांबाळटले जाल्यार ही जी लँड आहा आमची लँड फॉर पॉस्टॅरिटी म्हणटा आमी सांबाळपाक जाय जाल्यार हेच्या खातीर आमकां गोवा लेजिस्लेटीव असेंब्लीन आमकां एमेंडमेंट करचें पडटलें इन रेव्हेन्यू स्पेशल लॉ हाडचो पडटलो दॅट ऑर्चर्ड लँड एंड एग्रीकल्चरल पॅडी फील्ड कॅन नॉट बी सोल्ड to non-Goans. Non-Goans are like minimum 25 years domicile in Goa. म्हणजे ऑर्चर्ड लँड, ऑर्चर्ड म्हणजे नॉट सनाद लँड अँड एग्रीकल्चर, जी शेतां आमची आहा आनी हे दोंगर आहा हे सांबाळचे पडटले, कित्याक हेच दोंगरांचेर आनी हेच शेतांनी आयज लोक येवन बांदपाक लागले. म्हणजे ते येवंक लागले अहेत आनी झोपडे घालूंक लागले, जावं ते आमचे कोमनिदाद लँड आसूं आनी कसले लँड आसूं. म्हाका दिसता तर फुडें आमकां सांबाळपाक जाय गोंयकार. म्हणजे सगळे जाण आयज म्हणटा नेच उतर येयला गोंयकारपण. हांव नको, आमी कोण आसले पळय ते आदी गोंयकारपण आनी आमी गोंयकार ते आमी गोंयकारूच. बट वॉट वी हॅव टू डू फॉर टुमॉरो उलोवन जावचें नाय. बाय सिम्पली टॉकिंग वी वोंट बी एबल टू ब्रिंग इन द चेंज. इफ यू वॉन्ट टू ब्रिंग द चेंज वील हॅव टू प्रॅक्टिकली डू इट ऑन ग्राउंड. आयज कालांगूट बेल्ट जो आमचो आहा वर्ल्ड फेमस बेल्ट आहा, बट वी आर स्टील ट्रायंग आवर लेवल बेस्ट टू that the youth who are there, boys as well as girls, ते कितें आहा आमचे हितून इतले नायट क्लब्स आहा, everybody goes for that music, कितें trance music आसूं कसलें आसूं, but we still want them to come in the temple or in the church to play a violin or to learn a tabla and peti. जे संगीत आहा, जे कितें ते आमचो कल्चर, that is where we are come from. ते सांबाळपाक जाय.
Very interesting point. You brought Goinkarpan back into fashion, and now many people accuse you of pushing it out of fashion also. So you have become somebody who cannot be ignored, maybe loved or hated. आणि दोन मुद्दे जे काढले, एक सराचो आणि दुसरो राजदीपाचो. ताणें म्हळें की यूथ खूब पॅसिव्ह जाला, इंडिफरंट जाला, जाका लागून कोणीय येवन त्या युथांचो फायदो घेवपाक शकता. आणि राजदीपान तो मुद्दो मुखार व्हेलो आनी सांगलें की फक्त यूथ पॅसिव्ह जालना, फायदो घेतात पॉलिटिशियन, सो ताका लागून कितें करतलो जाल्यार सुद्दां एक दुखदूख आसता म्हण मना भितर. हाव डू यू लूक एट इट? आणि एज अ व्हेरी प्रॉमिनंट सेंटर ऑफ पॉवर टुडे, what do you expect them to do?
The first thing is the topic of today's discussion is what should the generation next do to protect the essence of Goa. First, the generation next should understand what is the essence of Goa. It is not worth saying that they are supposed to do this, they are not doing it. Can it? Finally, let us put it in their head. What is the essence of Goa? The essence of Goa would be, perhaps to my right is nature. So nature would be the essence of Goa. We have respect for our environment, which is why we are what we are. We respect nature. Essence of Goa could be our culture. Our culture, which is syncretic. We are pluralistic. We respect all.
You're sitting on your left side.
We respect all religions. So we are pluralistic. This would be the culture of Goa. Now these things make up for what is called Goinkarpan. Our party has brought it as a political narrative, which is central to this government. We formed this government for Goinkarpan. This is not what I am saying. What is the chief minister said on the day the government was formed. Now, when we say this, we cannot tell the generation next that you go and study a language which is not going to empower you. We will have to tell them what they have got to think global and act local. The whole idea is to think global and act local. I think that is what we expect the generation next to do. Now the generation next, certainly as Mr. Gauss has said, that they are more about convenience rather than conviction. We don't find an agitation in the colleges. Why do we not find an agitation? The major thought to protect Goinkarpan should be from you. I disagree with Michael that we have to enact laws, we have to do this. We are doing everything what we have to do. You are not doing enough. It is the young who are going to be the pillars of the future. We are a young nation. We are supposed to be harnessing the demographic dividend. Who are supposed to do it? It's you. We are trying to create a breed of politicians also. I am talking as a politician. Trying to create a breed of politicians who is going to take this Goinkarpan forward. We cannot have a post-mortem of what we should have done. We have to think of the way forward. Way forward is that we need to have sustainable development. We cannot say no development. We have to have sustainable development, with the essence being that Goa's distinct identity has to be respected. Goa is different. And what is the opportunity for you? The opportunity for the generation next is that brand Goa sells. See, if you have anything in Kalangut, it will sell. And you go ahead have the same thing in Sindhudurga, better beach than Kalangut, it won't sell. Why it doesn't sell? Because this is Goa and that is not Goa. Which means brand Goa sells. And brand Goa is the opportunity for the youngster, for the generation next. And we want to empower the son of the soil. So that the son of the soil feels that in every field, whether it is business, whether it is in education, whether it is in employment, the local comes first. The local has to come first. Everywhere regionalistic sentiment is now ruling. Even in America, they are talking about their jobs. So we cannot be part of their history. We have to be part of our history. We have to be proud of ourselves first. First, generation next should believe in Goikarpan. Then only they can protect the essence of Goikarpan. If they don't believe in Goikarpan, they will not able to
Okay,
protect the Goikarpan.
I'll take this point. कारण जो point काढला तो मायकलाने काढला point की it's a very ultimately एक भाग जालो भाषेचो, दुसरो भाग जालो कल्चराचो आणि तिसरो सगळ्यात महत्वाचो भाग म्हणटा तो इकॉनॉमीचो. जर पोट भरिल्लें आसा जाल्यारच मागीर कल्चर आनी भाशेची गजाली उलोवप परवडटा. पोट जर भरना जाल्यार ह्या गजाली कांय मागीर अर्थ उरना. पोट भरप म्हाका दिसता इट बिकम्स द प्रायमरी थिंग. आनी जो मुद्दो काडलो की पोट भरपा खातीर भायर वतात. यू स्टार्टेड विथ दॅट पॉयंट की 80 to 90% ऑफ युअर कंटेम्पररीज हॅव मूव्ड आउट ऑफ गोवा. सो डू यू थिंक देर आर इनफ ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज? कारण अल्टिमेटली गोंयकारपण सांबाळपा खातीर किंवा एसेन्स ऑफ गोवा सांबाळपा खातीर गोंयाक आसचें पडटलें. ही कॅनॉट बी इन कॅनडा एंड ट्राय टू प्रोटेक्ट द एसेन्स ऑफ गोवा. इट बिकम्स अ व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट टास्क. Do you think there are enough opportunities in Goa, or there is an opportunity to create opportunities?
I would say both. There are opportunities and there are ways of creating opportunities. आता पळोवपाक गेल्यार IT sector is coming up huge. Goa there are a lot of IT education institutes. Now to create आता पयलीं IT म्हणजे Goa was never part of the scenario. आता Goa is getting developed. There are policies are coming to place. Lot of startups. In fact, I'm also looking at how to keep Goans. We are looking at a startup where we create an incubation center. Like company like Alcon, 80 to 90% of people, around 2,000 people are Goans. Our objective is always Goans first. As everybody is saying, Goans first. And why Goans? Because Goans understand the values. So opportunities खूप आसा. But opportunities आता entrepreneurक ते फुडें व्हरपा खातीर incentivize करचे पडटा. आता for example, lot of infrastructure job is happening in Goa. Lot of work is happening in Goa. How many Goan companies are part of it? So what is happening is economy getting built. Now Goa, I was studying, I read somewhere that for last 12 years, 12% is the growth of CAGR, cumulative growth is 12%. But where is that money? It has to be remain in Goa. Goa's GDP is higher than India's GDP. But कितें आता काम गोंया आता पण पैसे गोंया उरना.
पैसे भायर वतात.
पैसे भायर वतात. Tourism, if it's Goa, it should be holistic and systematic approach. How can Goans be part of it? Other tourism, for example, very sensitive topic like casino. Casino, भायले पैसे येता, but गोंया येता, पण भायर वतात पैसे. Goans should get the benefit of it. I'm not making any political statement कि ये buy ते बरे. My thing is, as an industry, as economy, there should be a focus for the future. Focus of future should be if these people wants to remain in Goa.
Very, very frank question. In this, we talk about a globalized world. We talk about dissolving boundaries. In that age, in this era, do you think making that distinction and creating policies which will exclusively focus the local native population, is it physically possible?
Yes. Like today, if you see Goa, what people want is living environment, way of living, life, how the life is. Today Goa has everything. Good way of living, very good infrastructure. So why people should go out? Why one should go to Mumbai, forget outside India. Why person should go to Mumbai or Delhi and live in a very polluted or a very not conducive environment in Goa? Goa has everything. And Goa has all the, and as Michael said, that we are not Hindu, Muslim, Christian. We are Goans. So that is the best culture and value what Goans has, which I have not seen anywhere else. There is always a religious divide. But there, we as a Goans can live, and there are a lot of opportunities. There is an opportunity in fisheries. There's 12% of agriculture is GDP of Goa. So we can increase that. There's a lot of scope to increase that. Mining. Advantage of mining was mining Goa येताले and Goa पयशे उरताले because most of the companies are Goa. Now we need to work out some strategy. How? What can be done? The pits which are there, what can be done? Can we evolve them into tourism? So to make the pits like a tourism destination where people can come. Just ideas. I'm just thinking you should think out of the box. And I'm sure today's generation, like what I think, we have to think out of the box, but keeping a focus of Goan first.
You have a different take on Goa's economy because you have always been at loggerheads with the industry. You always felt that this is the abuse they are doing and this is the misuse they are doing. That has always been your consistent focus to ensure that the corporates are under check and they follow the rule of law. You have been consistently saying that. After listening to one of the top industrialists in the state, do you agree with him or disagree with him?
See, I just can't agree to anything because I have my own ways of looking at every issue. See, my interpretation is totally independent of any, I'm not subjected to anything. With certain respect to, as of today, I know that Goans have been robbed to the tune of 2,37,000 crores by illegal export. Our economy can go higher. Our budget is 16,000 crore, but 2,37,000 crores divided by 16,000, how many budgets we can present for youngsters and all the Goans of 15 lakhs. So this is what is the crux of all the issues. माझे म्हणणे अशें आसा की I'm not criticizing anybody. माझे म्हणणे अशें आसा की म्हाजो वांटो जो आसा तो तुमी चोरूं नाका. आता तुम्ही ज्या वेळाचेर म्हणटात की भुरग्यांनी आमच्या यंगस्टरांनी फुडें वयचे सगळे करचे, हू इज गोईंग टू चेक दीस क्रिमिनल्स? तांकां एज्युकेशनान जितके फॅसिलिटीज मेळपा जाय आसल्यो ह्या इतक्या लाख कोटी रुपयांनी आज त्यो मेळूंक शकना. आज त्यांच्या कडेन प्रोफेसर युनिव्हर्सिटीन कितलेशेच कमी आसात, नियरली 40% युनिव्हर्सिटीन प्रोफेसर कमी आसात. हो इश्यू आसा. आमी वेल ऑफ जावंक शकता जर आमचे हे जर रिकवरी जाली जायत जाल्यार, आनी आमी तेचेर अजून विचार करिना. म्हणजे ज्या वेळाचेर हे चित्र दिसता त्या वेळाचेर मागीर यंगस्टर्सांनी कोणाचो धडो चिरो?
तुमकां कितें दिसता की इकॉनॉमी भितर आमच्या ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज आसात और दिस इज द ओनली वे गोइंग आफ्टर कॉर्पोरेट्स अँड रिकवरिंग द मनी इज द ओनली वे?
विचारले म्हणून मायनिंगचे सांगले, अन्यथा तेचेर व्हडलोसो उलयना. कित्याक
व्हॉट इज द वे फॉर द इकॉनॉमी?
वे फॉर द इकॉनॉमी हो मेन प्रश्न आसा न्हय. आतां जालें कशें, एग्रीकल्चरचे बजेटान बरेच प्रोविजन्स केल्यात तुमी, काही लाख रुपया बी दवरल्यात. गिव मी द डेटा, कितले आज हे एग्रीकल्चर सर्वायव जाल्ले आसा फ्रॉम द ऑनस्लॉट ऑफ मायनिंग. कितलो प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स आसात आतां नवीन आमकां तयार करपा खातीर किंवा फुडें व्हरपा खातीर. ती इकॉनॉमी जर धरली जायत जाल्यार इज इट कन्सिडर्ड एज अ वायबल इकॉनॉमी?
ओके, दिस इज अ व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट पॉयंट. एज अ गव्हर्मेंट, कारण हो पळय सारको पयलीं 2000च कळ्ळें, दिस इज इंडस्ट्री, दिस इज एक्टिविस्ट, अँड दे कांट लुक आय टू आय.
I'll tell you. First thing, you asked him a question. Whether in the age of globalization, can you prioritize the interest of the local? Is this possible? He said it is possible. I will elaborate. I agree with him on this. Government of Goa, yesterday in a cabinet meeting, we have passed one scheme called the umbrella scheme. Basically to give incentive to the local entrepreneur. Up to 75% in an undeveloped taluka. For startups, for business, for women self-help groups. So basically what is the government doing? Government is saying that if you employ 80% locals, then you are getting this subsidy. Subsidy which can go up to 75% of your investment, which is a huge subsidy, which is perhaps one of the most progressive decisions taken by this government in the interest of locals. Because the precondition there is that 80% local has to be employed. Now, activists can say that this is a condition which is an eyewash. Are you going to actually employ them or not? So keep an eye on that. Let there be watchdogs to check whether industry is employing locals. I am saying this being in the government, that industries which are there in Goa should employ locals, otherwise they should go somewhere else.
No, I am asking this question to the...
I am asking this question. See, I am solving the conflict between industry and activism.
You are
It
very
will the
optimistic.
environment. No, I'm just telling you.
You are over optimistic.
No, why not? See, the point is like this. Have we come here to do a postmortem or are we looking at the way forward? The generation next wants answers.
No,
They don't want to be
Vijay,
blamed.
Vijay, the question is very simple.
Yeah.
He said that he's stressed on agriculture.
Yes.
I completely
Yes.
understand his point of view
Yes,
because
yes.
he is doing it from his point of
Okay.
view. And he raised the point that whether today agriculture, suppose a youth says that agriculture, आपण agriculture भितर वतलो because agriculture is one industry that cannot get eliminated from this planet. That everything can get eliminated, agriculture cannot get eliminated.
Dairy farming, horticulture, all.
Now I am asking, you are the agriculture
Yeah,
minister.
tell me, ask me.
Can that be a viable alternative to a big... See, here is a very class industry sitting here. He is talking about a mass industry. Can the mass industry be a viable alternative?
See, anything in Goa has to have glamour. It can't be done in the same old fashion. The generation next is not going to sit on the road and sell the cucumber that is being harvested every day. The generation next requires cold chains. The generation next requires organic farming, which is branded and sold. When brand Goa sells, brand Goa should be used to maximize the profits.
He is anyway not, not agreeing with you.
Generation next requires style. Generation next will not take to agriculture, which is seen to be a very rural occupation, used by old people. Generation next requires mechanization. Generation next requires agro-tourism. Shacks in the middle of paddy fields, which will sell local brew. Why not? So whatever that can happen in Scotland can happen in Goa. We have said that Kaju Feni is a heritage drink. We need to market it. Today, what is single malt? Single malt is also heritage spirit from Scotland. But they are marketing it, we are not marketing it. The point is that if you get some sort of glamour in agriculture, it will become appealing to the generation next. And we are in the process of doing it.
I like that
We are
idea
in the process of doing it.
I like that idea of Feni becoming the single malt.
Yeah.
Rajdeep,
So how many of them have single Feni? They don't. But they have single malt.
Don't advise
Because
them.
it is branded.
Don't
I
advise
myself am doing it.
don't advise them. That's a part of my carpet.
So you have to have if you have not had Feni, then you better have it quickly.
So your point is, if you are having single malt and not Feni, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are not having single malt, don't have Feni also. Let's be clear about it.
I have a little bit. It's supposed to be good for health. In Goa, it is considered that way. Don't overdo it in moderation.
Rajiv, I want to ask you this question because he mentioned glamour. And glamour as a question, you are one actor, director, producer. जाणे गोंयच्या रंगमाची एक प्रोफेशनल स्वरूप दिलें आनी आज मेरेन आमी पळयताले गांवांतली आमगे जी नाटकां जातालीं ती तितली पुरतीच हौशी पुरतीच उरताली तांकां तशें व्यावसायीक स्वरूप नाशिल्लें यू क्रिएटेड बिजनेस अ प्रोफेशनल मॉडल a profit making model out of culture and you transformed it into a industry. You employed so many people, you gave jobs to so many people. Glamour जाय glamour नाल्या जायना I am asking a person from glamour now.
तुझो प्रश्न आसा पळय तो नाटका संदर्भान आसा
I am saying anything. So एक गांवांनी जावपी नाटक जेन्ना व्यावसायिक जाता तेन्ना आतां ग्लॅमर दिवची पडटा you did it.
Yeah.
So you should agree with Vijay.
न्ही हांव तुका तेच सांगता न्ही हांव एक इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट आसा एक एक्टिविस्ट आसा आनी विजय बाबान वेगळे तरेन तो मांडलो हांव म्हणटा एक इंडस्ट्री तुमी विसरता हांगा डिस्कस करपाक जी भारतांत सगळ्यात व्हडली इंडस्ट्री चलता ती फिल्म इंडस्ट्री त्या संदर्भान हांगा कोणूय उलयना मायनींग आमकां गरज पडली सर्वायव जावपा खातीर मायनींग फाट घातली आतां टुरिजम येता बऱ्या वांगडा वायटूय येता ड्रग्स येता प्रोस्टिट्यूशन येता पूण एक फिल्म इंडस्ट्री जर येत हांगासर जाल्यार एक्टिविस्टाक हे शंक मारपाचें ना पोल्युशन जाता म्हणून कोणाक काय करपाचें ना अस्सल जो गोंयकार आनी गोंयकारपण म्हणटा पळय आयज हांव 2-3 वर्सां जालां फिल्म हातून गोंयच्या फिल्म इंडस्ट्रीन आसा जेन्ना आमचे गोंयकार भायर वचून जे काम करता पळय तेन्ना तांचे कडेन संबंद येता ते सांगता की आमकां भायर कित्याक वचपाक जाय गोंयान ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी ना गोंयान 365 days हांगा शूटिंग चालू आसता कन्नड तमीळ फ्रेंच खंयची गोंयची हांगचो जो आमचो निसर्ग आसा पळय तो ते घेवन येता ते पयशे कमयता आमी कितें करता आमी फक्त शुटिंगा खातीर तांकां स्पॉट दिता हार्डली पंचायत किंवा कोण खंय पयशे वयता खबर ना पूण मॅक्झिमम रेव्हेन्यू ते जोडटा आमी कितें करता आमचे कडेन केदी व्हडली इंडस्ट्री करपाची आतां आमी एक फिल्म करता केस्तांव दे कोफुसांव म्हणून त्या खातीर आमकां टुरिजम आमी भितर प्रमोट करपाक सोदताले म्हणजे फिल्मांनी इन ब्रँडींग टुरिजम जर करीत जाल्यार आमचे होम स्वीट होम आमचे ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड पावला सो आमी ते करपाक सोदता पूण थंय जे बसल्या पळय तांकां ते पटना
थंयचे बसल्या म्हणटरी
आमी ताका सादी गजाल सांगली हॉप ऑफ म्हणटा ती तांची गाडी आसा हेलिकॉप्टर येता मागीर ते स्कुबा डायव्हिंग आसा आमी सांगलें आमी एक सॉंग घालता भितरल्यान आमकां एक थोडो रेव्हेन्यू दिया कारण शुटिंगेक म्हटलें नाही म्हटल्यार 3 दीस शुटिंग करतलो इतलो करता तो म्हणटा ना आमचे 50,000 पर्यंत आमचे बजेट आसा तितल्या भितर जातालें कर म्हणून सो पळोवपाची दृश्टी आसा पळय ती थंय बसलेली आसा पळय सरकारी अधिकारी तांचे कडेन ना
ओके इज व्हेरी इंटरेस्टिंग मायकल सगळी गजाली तुका हात दाखयतालो सो तुकाच विचारता यू एग्री विथ हिम दॅट सी मायनिंगाचे इश्यूज जाले आज आमी परत मायनिंग बरे तरेन स्टार्ट करपाचे प्रयत्न करतात राजस्थान एक बरो मुद्दो केलो की जर टुरिजमाचे जर अती जाले जाल्यार एक दीस तेय दीस ते घोव करून पडटले आनी मागीर आमी परत मायनिंगा भशेन सगळे जाग्यार घालपा म्हूण भायर सरतले
See, we are talking about job opportunities. Yes. As youth hinga bosल्या, they will be passing out from here. And what they have studied, whether it is business administration, new business opportunities, तांकां जर business घालूंक जाय, or they want to work under somebody in an industry like what our friend has got. Mercedes जावं आनी कितें जावं, hotel industry. So, whether these opportunities are we creating for them or not?
Are we?
No, are not or not. बाब विजय जेन्ना 5 वर्सां ऑपोजिशनान आसलो तेन्ना ऑपोजिशनान रावन बऱ्यो गजाली उलोवपाक जाता म्हणजे ऑपोजिशन न्हू तें यू आर ओपोजींग
जायते उलोवपाक
हय जायते उलोवपाक तो खूब उलयला सगळे लोक जाणा आमचो फ्रेंड तो खूब उलयला आयज ताका ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी मेवली सेंटरान बसपाक म्हणजे इन द पॉवर हाऊस सो टू चेंज जी घडोवन हाडूंक जाय तो उलयतालो पळय ती आयज चेंज घडोवन हाडपाक तेंची हातीन दिल्ली आहा कोणें दिल्ली ना कोणें हातीन दिल्ली आहा कोणें हातीन दिल्ली आहा युथान हातीन दिल्ली आहा यूथ फाटल्यान रावले तेच्याय रावले आमच्याय रावले वॉट एवर इट इज जे कोण 50,000 जॉब्स क्रिएट करता म्हणटाले तांकां घरा धाडले हांव नांवां कोणाची घेयना सो हांव आतां इतलेंच म्हणूंक सोदता दीस डिबेट हॅज टू फायनली म्हणजे चेंज जावपाक जाय कितें तरी की आमी आयज डिबेट केली परतून 4 वर्सांनी परतून सेम डिबेट केली आनी कांयच जावंक ना चेंज जाल्यार कसलो फायदो
माय पॉइंट इज व्हेरी सिंपल सी विजय क्लेम्स दॅट गव्हर्नमेंट ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज किंवा पॉलिसीज क्रिएट करता जे लोकल इकॉनॉमी एक द वेलोसिटी ऑफ मनी असता दॅट वेलोसिटी ऑफ मनी इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट ती जर जायना जाल्यार सगळें स्टँडस्टील जाता दी इज सेईंग दॅट आमी लोकल मनशाक मुखार काडून वी वॉन्ट टू क्रिएट दॅट वेलोसिटी ऑफ मनी do you feel we are doing it and we are doing it enough?
We are doing lot of things म्हणजे पेपराचेर खूब वस्तू जाता पण रियलिटीन जेन्ना जावपाक जाय थिंगा तेन्ना जायत ना रियलिटीन जायना हे दीस इज द बिगस्ट प्रॉब्लम सो आयज आमकां कितें आहा फेस करपाक हिंगासर IT पाक येताले आयज गोंयान IT जी भुरगीं IT शिकता ती खंय वयता हैदराबाद वयता बेंगलोर वयता आनी खंय वयता हिंगासरूच येताले 10 वर्सां पयलीं फावंडेशन स्टोन घातलो काम स्टार्ट जालें बंद जालें सो आयज आमी परतून आयटीचे उलयता कितले वर्सांनी आफ्टर 10 years वी आर स्टील टॉकिंग अबाउट IT दॅट वी वॉन्ट IT हब वी वॉन्ट इंडस्ट्री टू कम वी वॉन्ट दिस टू कम वी वॉन्ट दॅट टू कम बट वॉट हॅपन्स वन पर्सन ओपोजीस हू एवर इट इज अँड पीपल जस्ट फॉलो हिम दॅट ना हें सारकें न्हू हें सारकें न्हू हें सारकें न्हू गूड इंडस्ट्रीज ग्रीन इंडस्ट्रीज गोवा इज अ हब म्हणटा आमी फॉर ट्युरिजम कसले ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज आमचे कडेन खूब आहा जे यूथ आयज गोंयान ओन बिझनस घालूंक शकता आनी पयशे जोडूंक शकता कॅन ओन इवन अ Mercedes Benz which I thought when I was 14 years old when I started working in the industry I said one day I will own a Mercedes Benz so I worked hard I started my business I am owning it today so why not they also can do it but opportunities कोणे दिवपाक जाय गव्हर्नमेंटान दिवपाक जाय कशे दिवपाक जाय good policies and those policies have to come into action so we have got these opportunities today the people who are in the opposition who are talking about it are in the ruling with us they are holding the main portfolios Vijay jao Rohan jao we have to create these opportunities and create a platform and give them this is what I feel
म्हजो पयल्या हाफाचो वेळ सोंपला. म्हाका दिसता खूब बरें डिस्कशन जालां, खूब बरे पॉयंट्स आयल्यात. हांव ब्रेक घेता ल्हानसो. इन द सेकंड हाफ वी वील गो टू द जनरेशन नेक्स्ट एंड दे वील डायरेक्टली आस्क क्वेश्चन्स टू दीस पॅनल. खंयच वचनाकात, 2 मिनटां भितर परत येतात.
Most big brands started their existence from a garage. Our story is no different. It all started on 2nd of October 2006, and since then, what we have done is simply told stories. While doing so, it's been a decade-young relationship that we share with Goan hearts. Looking back, this journey has been fun along with responsibility. A thin line that we always respect between sensation and sensitivity. For a decade, Goans know who is at the forefront of delivering news and entertainment at its best. Where no story is too big or too small. Where we are part of every occasion and festivity. Where our commitment is our ultimate objective. Where others strive for instant success, we embarked our journey for perseverance. Where ideas are made into reality, where innovation is our dedication. So when others say that they are number one in the competition, we create our own benchmark and stand out from the crowd.
परत एक फावट येवकार तुमकां गोवाथॉना भितर. पयलो भाग तुमी आयकलो, मतां आयकली पॅनलिस्टांची. दुसरी भागात वी आर गोईंग टू द जनरेशन नेक्स्ट. वी आर गिविंग देम एन ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी टू क्वेश्चन द पॅनलिस्ट. आमी फटाफट क्वेश्चन्स घेवया एंड देन वील सी हू इज आन्सरिंग दोज क्वेश्चन्स. फर्स्ट, Gwyneth.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Gwyneth from the MBA department. Well, my question is open to any one of you. Of late, we've noticed many outsiders coming in and settling in Goa, and over time, they are becoming permanent residents. So what's being done about this? Because Goa is no more the same how it used to be during my childhood. I mean, there's Goa is no more clean, Goa is no more green. So,
Okay. When she
What
says
the
that,
cause?
not the Goa of my childhood, I don't know what Sir should say of his childhood.
I can
Michael.
answer you on this. This is what I spoke in the beginning. During my parents' time, it was all Goans. So now a lot of non-Goans. So now it is right time we need to stop. This is what I said, that we need to
Maya,
bring
is
in.
it possible to stop?
Yeah,
Because
it is
it's-
possible. I'll tell you how.
How are you going to stop the influx?
No, wait. The land, what she's talking about, is the same like orchard and agricultural land. If we block this for sale of non-Goans, 25 years is the time. You know, somebody is just coming and buying 2 lakh square meters of land. He's going to set up something else only over there. So only Sanad land can be sold.
Okay.
We cannot stop
It is possible
people
to-
coming in Goa, but there will be control.
yes.
Now anybody comes and buys an agricultural paddy field. No, we need to
Mike.
stop it.
Akash, from the industry, I'll come to you. You feel that this is a very crucial question. Okay, is it possible to stop the influx?
It is very difficult.
And can we choose that we appreciate this influx and we don't appreciate this influx? We cannot have
I agree.
we cannot have our own H1B visa.
No,
I agree with what Michael
Yeah.
is saying. Orchard land, paddy field land should not be sold. But if it's sold to Goan, tomorrow if Goan develop it, and when it's sold to, it will be sold. If Goan doesn't buy, outside will buy. So anyway, the influx, because we are living in a democratic country, we cannot outsider come into Goa. The point is not outsider coming to Goa. Point here, what we're making is what Goans should do for Goa, for the essence of Goa. It's very difficult to control. I appreciate the point what Michael is saying, trying to make is we should restrict. It's very difficult to restrict. We cannot restrict sale of
No,
land.
I am not talking about sale of flats. I am not talking about sale of bungalows which are ready built. I am talking about land which is there. This has to remain for our future generations. That otherwise, their children won't see that land. Their children will not see paddy fields. Their children will not see our hills. This is what I'm talking about. We
our
can
question was
restrict
different.
and stop sale of orchard and paddy
there
fields
is
by bringing
there is
in the
another question
legislation.
related to this question, and then I'll go to sir. And the second question is from Deepa.
It's almost similar to what Gwyneth said, but just the opposite. Now, when we say outsiders are coming to Goa, there are two types of outsiders which come. One is the labor class. Second is the educated people. Now, when we say laborers, do we have laborers in Goa who can replace these non-Goans? One. Second question is when we're saying about the educated class, wherein they are professors, class 1 government officers. So, so do we have that kind of
This
people
is
in
very,
Goa who can
very,
actually...
very important question.
So
See,
if-
ultimately, it is either the labor class or the top tier professionals, if they come to Goa in search of job opportunities. What to do, Vijay?
We need people, we need to think global, as I said, but we need to act local. I agree with what my colleague Michael Lobo says. See, the essence of Goa is its nature. This is what I'm stressing. So nature is orchard land. Nature is the eco-sensitive zones, which cannot be sold and converted, which should not be sold and converted. As a result of which we are trying to enact policy, like a TDR policy, transfer of developmental rights. Basically, it is to promote or incentivize eco-conservation. So when we do this, one thing is the labor class cannot come and just build anywhere and everywhere which we see today. We see that orchard lands are being illegally developed. Forest lands are being illegally developed. So one has to bring a ban on this. To bring a ban on this, prospectively we have got laws. There is a certain section 49(6) of the Town Planning Act by which we can make an NOC for sale applicable all over Goa, and therefore orchard lands won't be sold. This we can do to restrain the labor class buying paddy fields and orchard lands and converting them into ghettos. So ghettoization of Goa could be prevented. One. Now you have part 2 of your question. Part 2 of your question is, do we have the grey matter to take Goa forward? Now the point is, if we, especially the youth, are more assertive, that the top jobs need to come to us from Goa, then I think we'll have to make do with the matter we have here. Second, the top of the line people need to come from outside. They need to come from everywhere. That is why I'm saying think global, but act local. So I think everything is possible. But the youth need to be more aggressive. Aggressive, not without a focus. You need to be more assertive. You need to say that your future is going to be done here. And you make these policies. I am today a policy maker because I am a minister. Demand of me this thing. It can't be with you all sitting quiet there. Once again, I am trying to provoke you that the youth, the generation next, needs to be assertive, more aggressive. Universities need to be aggressive, demanding your rights.
Okay.
That you as the locals, you as the generation next are going to chart the course, the roadmap of Goa's future and take it forward.
Ramesh, you wanted to make a point?
I remember one of the incidents when there was a Supreme Court lawyer, human rights activist, Nandita Haksar. She interviewed a lot and asked me, what is the solution to this problem? Migrants and everything. If you want real solution, say only one word, boycott. You want good houses, all Goans want good houses. How can all the masonry work be done by the Goans who takes a lot of time and you want house immediately? So whom are you going to employ? Right from construction to extracting sand, you need outsider. To clean up your roads and gutters and everything, you need outsider. To fix your tiles, everything, you need outsider. Even for your chauffeur or driver, you need an outsider. There is not a single place. I move out in the market for fruits, it is an outsider. Flower, outsider. Vegetable, outsider. Fish, outsider. Cleaning up, outsider. So issue is not of the outsider. But apart from this all areas, which
Issue is of the insiders.
yes, yes,
कशें आसा
these areas.
कशें आसा आमी आतां एक बारीकसो धंदो करता ब्युटी सलून आसा पूण गोंयकार जर स्वच्छ जाल्यार एकटोय ना ताका पयली दिवाळी लागता ताका कोणाची फुलां माळपाची लागता ताका सगळें लागता तुजो धंदो मागीर गोंयकाराक त्या खातीर गरज पडटा ती भायल्या
राजदीप चवथीची आता दसऱ्याची सगळी जी फुलां जाय ना दसऱ्याची फुलां विकपा खातीर तुमच्या पणजेन जे बसलेले आसात ते ऑल आर आउटसायडर यू सेलिब्रेट दशहरा बट फॉर डेकोरेशन एंड एवरीथिंग यू नीड फ्लावर्स फ्रॉम द आउटसायडर दिस इज
The problem is with the insiders. Rajdeep.
सादी गजाल सांगता आमी सलून ओपन करून एक 6 म्हयन्यांनी गोंयकार कोण तरी येवन विचारता अरे तुमी गोंयकार म्हाका दिसलें दिल्लीच्यान कोणे तरी सलून घातला म्हणून म्हणजे गोंयकार धंदो करपाक शकता हे आमच्या गोंयच्या तकलेसून गेलां कारण ऑलरेडी कॅप्चर केला न्ही
ते
ना एक इश्यू सादो आहा
एडिशनल आसा
द इनसायडर इज गोईंग आउट and is selling petrol in London. The outsider is coming in. Why is the outsider coming in? If it is not worth his while, why is that Delhi wala putting that saloon? If it's not making profit for him, the whole point here is that the generation next need to share this perceived lethargy. You know, we are sushagad. This laid-back attitude is actually a qualification. It's nice to sleep in the afternoon, you know. It's supposed to keep your heart healthy.
It's a nice justification.
But it is being perceived as lethargy of the local. So we need to shed this perceived lethargy, and we need to go forward. But at the same time, as everyone says, we need the outsider to do so many jobs. But for the insider to give these services, we are incentivizing it, no?
Okay.
You come as a service sector. We are
although these are two questions, it's a very major issue.
Cleaning jobs.
Yeah.
Women self-help groups, suppose they take up the cleaning of the university. And they say, we are an organization. We are incentivizing you now. So what more is required?
Okay.
The government is doing it. The people should come
we
forward.
need to take more questions. Just take Akash. No,
I'll finish.
Allow
in
the
1 minute.
businessmen to talk.
Just to give you the real figures. Just to give you all the real figures, out of 15 lakh population, 6 lakhs, what you say is outsiders are already there, 9 lakhs are Goans. So this is the reality as on today and we need to accept it and we need to freeze it.
No, I need to ask this very...
We need to freeze it.
I hope Akash replies also very candidly. तो जो मुद्दो काढला पळय राजदीप इट्स अ रियल इशू कांय दिसा पयलीं चीफ मिनिस्टरांनी तो उलोवन दाखयल्लो की गोंयकाराक जेन्ना एम्प्लॉय करतात ताका चवथ आनी दिवाळी लागताच पण ताका 5 दिसाची चवथ लागता ताका बारसो लागता ताका फुलां लागतात ताका सुवेर सुतक सगळें शेजाऱ्याचो शेजारी तांगे कितें जालें की लागता सो यू एक्चुअली डील विथ इट कितली गजाल खरी की गोंयकार इज अ व्हेरी इफेक्टिव्ह वर्कर और नॉट एन इफेक्टिव्ह वर्कर हाउ वुड यू से दैट
हांव पत्ते म्हणना
Of course, Goans have more tendency of having this, but म्हजें कशें म्हणणें आहा I agree. गोंयाक चड सुशेगादपण लागता but one thing what Goan says, idea we are talking about something, what we are talking is the essence. How tomorrow, for example, what you are saying is our Goan literacy is very high. So do you expect high literacy people to come and fula viktolo? Case kapache काम करतलो? What we are saying is we should create environment. See, it's very difficult in a democratic country like India to stop outsider coming to Goa. It's not possible. So what my point I think is create environment such a way that we Goans employ these people, but keep it a kind of a threshold limit.
You are putting up a concept like the Goan community becomes creamy layer and we create opportunities for the creamy layer.
No, but Goan has to stay in Goa.
Yeah.
First of for this point, Goan has to stay in Goa. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying creamy layer. Put a threshold on the amount of people you want, maybe incentivizing. Put a cap, 30% should be outside. That's fine. What I'm saying, but at least 70% of Goans will be working in that environment and having a professional environment.
Okay, now this is another question. Abbas, your second question. Yeah.
My name is Abbas. My sir is to Sir Vijay. What is the role of youth, that is we, to increase the employment of economy rate of Goa? What is the role of that?
What is the role of the youth?
Yeah.
To improve the economy.
Improve the economic rate.
First is involvement. You need to involve yourself in it. If you decide to avail of a facility which is available to the youth of Goa and decide to migrate, then you are not contributing to the economy. Be part of the economy. Now, what you want to do with yourself? We cannot give everybody government employment. See, we are one of the most overemployed states when it comes to government employment in the country. So, if the youth, if the person coming out from university comes and says, "Give me government job," then you are not contributing to the economy. You who is coming from the university should come here and say, "I'm going to solve your problem." What is the problem? The problem that we are facing today. So you should be a problem solver. Because you are educated. So now to improve the economy. Now when giving you employment is also improving the economy. Now giving you employment in industries in Goa. This is the focus that we have. I am completely for it. And I disagree with whoever who says that a Goan has 5 vacations. He should have 5 vacations. 5 दिसाचीच चवथ आसूंक जाय ताका. कितें आसचें ताका? 9 दिसाची दुर्गा पुजा आसची. गोंयकार तो चवथ आमचे फेस्टिवल 5 दिसाचे जावन दी. दी ताका सुटी. गोंयकाराक दिवूंकूच जाय. आय एम फॉर दॅट. I don't agree with anybody. So ह्यो चड जाल्यार दुर्गा पुजा हांगा. जावच्योच आमी वतात ते दुर्गा पुजाक. पूण चवथ ही आमचे फेस्टिवल. आमचे जे सण आहा त्यांना सुट्यो आसूंकूच जाय.
So you spoke like a politician and you got
And I am a politician. I want you to become a politician also.
Yeah.
When you are asking me, I want you to become a politician also. Especially the feminine gender which is there here, the girls who are around. We are talking about reservation in the parliament and to the lowest tier of democracy. So where do we have the qualified girls?
Before I move on to Michael on this question, तुम्ही म्हणाले की युनिव्हर्सिटीतल्यान भायर सरून गव्हर्नमेंट जॉब मागनाकात.
माग नाका म्हणत ना कशें दितलो तूं? यू आर ऑलरेडी ओव्हर एम्प्लॉयड. जाता तितले दिवया. डोंट टेक दॅट एज युअर फायनल.
बट तुम्ही इलेक्शना पयलीं जेन्ना प्रॉमिस करतात आमी पावरा आयल्यार आमी तुमकां गव्हर्नमेंट जॉब दितले म्हणून.
One minute.
हय.
See, he is also, everybody talks from his point of view. He is a journalist. He's trying to put words in my mouth. I've never said that I'm going to give a government job. First I want to at the onset, he said I brought Goenkarpon in fashion. And I'm trying to put it out of fashion. No.
People are accusing of putting it out of fashion. I'm not saying
Goenkarpon is in fashion. That is why this debate is about Goenkarpon. You have to give me credit for it. Number 1. Number 2 is about government jobs. See, the government job, giving somebody a government job, is the end of his career. You give him a job and he's over. Person coming out from the university should not be looking for something very safe and secure. No, I'm going to get my pension benefits. What pension benefits? See, I am also a person who has come out from the university. I never went and put my form in the employment exchange. I never decided to get myself employed in the public sector. I said I'll create a future of my own. And I also took the risk. So enterprise is with the youth. You are supposed to have the guts. Not the politicians, not the old guys.
No, this is
the youngsters are going to create the future.
The youth have to think.
Wait, Michael. Sir wants to make a point and I'll come to you on. This is a very crucial point. Yeah.
म्हणजे आमच्या विजयान सांगले त्यामुळे बरोबर आसा. पण unless and until you have the particular kind of a culture which can compete with Rajasthani people, Gujarati people to do entrepreneurship or business and anything, you can't occupy any positions.
No, we will favor the local. We will favor the local.
म्हणजे हांव ताका
करपाक येयात मरे फुडें आमी फेवर करूया.
कितलेशेच लोक इंडस्ट्रीज आसात, स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज आसात न्हय, ते दिल्लीवाले आसात, तेंच्यांनी 3-3, 4-4 घेतल्यात आनी ते रेंट करतात. दुकानां जी आसात न्हय सगळी कडली ती दुकानां गोंयकाराच्या कडेन आसा, पण ते रेंटल बेजिसचेर दुसऱ्या कडेन दितात आनी दुसरे तेचेर बिझनेस करता. म्हणजे तो कल्चर जो आसा न्हय तो कल्चर आमच्या कडेन जाय न्हय. केवळ आमी उलयले व्हडले म्हणून ते जावंक शकना आनी ते कल्चर एका ओवरनायट येवंक शकना.
मायकल म्हाका एक गजाल सांगात व्हेरी फ्रँकली एंड देन आय विल मूव ऑन टू अनदर क्वेश्चन. तुमचे घरा कडेन येवन जेन्ना भुरगे बसतात आमकां गव्हर्नमेंट जॉब जाय म्हण तुमी ना म्हणटात.
See, whoever has applied and whom I feel that who can create jobs also, I give them a nice talk.
Okay.
I give them a nice talk. And the talk is about creating jobs. The talk which I give, if I see some promising youth who are young and who are intelligent, I tell them you can create jobs. Like myself, I was working at a very young age. I created 400 jobs. I've got 400 people employed. Out of that, more than 250 are Goans. So I have created jobs for Goans. So as you are coming out from university, you are doing BBA or whatever, you are thinking about opening a business, how to run a business. So Goa has got opportunities, a lot of opportunities. Mahistak Goan itle opportunities aha. The world is thinking that India can be the jobs which can be created in India. And I feel that if jobs can be created in tourism industry, it can be created in Goa. Big job opportunities. And who can create them are you. There are various openings where we can start businesses, and I feel that government will support.
Yeah.
And I feel that you can start.
पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम जी आशिल्ली पळय ते सत्तेर येवपा खातीर फक्त वापर केला तो जॉब दिवपाचे आनी अशें करून सत्ता मेळयल्या आनी तेच चालू आसा म्हणून लोक आतां बिझनेस नाका हे कारण सेक्युअर गव्हर्नमेंट जॉबाक लागलो की हांव सेक्युअर पॉलिटिशियन सांगतात न्ही आमी सत्तेर जर येत जाल्यार तुका इतले जॉब दिता मागीर अशी सिस्टम
ते म्हाका दिसता खंयच्याच पॉलिटिशियनान प्रॉमिस करूंक पारना गव्हर्नमेंट जॉब. Government job should be on merit.
Okay. The next question is Austin.
I'm Austin. So we speak about employment. So how is the government going to join with the industrialist to give job opportunities?
Okay, this is a very interesting point. की जनरली गव्हर्नमेंट आपल्या एका ट्रॅकार चलता आणि इंडस्ट्री आपल्या एका ट्रॅकार चलता. ज्या तरेची इंडस्ट्री फुडल्या एक 3-4 वर्सां भितर गोंयांत येतली ताजे खातीर अप्रोप्रिएट स्कील डेव्हलपमेंट जो जावपा जाय ताजे खातीर सरकारांनी इंडस्ट्री बसून एक कडेन बाबा चल आमी सरकार आयले फुडले 4 वर्सां तरी प्लॅन करया थंय अमकी इंडस्ट्रीज तुमी येतल्यो किंवा गोंयचे एंटरप्रिनर्स जे आसात ते अमकी इंडस्ट्री किंवा युनिट स्टार्ट करतले ताजे खातीर आमकां लोकल स्कील कितें जाय आसतली ती डेव्हलप करपा खातीर आमी कितें करतले हें आज मेरेन जाल्लें आमी पळयना खंय वाडटा.
See, from industry perspective, what he's saying, I agree that skill development is most important. We should develop skill sets which are locals, for Goans, which is for Goan industry. Now, various aspects through CII, amche je bodies are, investment bodies like CII, lot of interpretation, lot of discussion already been taken place. There have been job creation opportunities also been given. Yes, this is a skill set. The reports have been submitted. Now, that I cannot comment. But my point is, we as an industry definitely require a lot of lot of employment. But the amount of growth we are seeing, if you want to set up a new industry, there will require new skill set. So that project, that reports, everything is set. But idea is the synergy sometimes goes missing between the industry side and the government side, which is the most important aspect. How we can get a synergy. So from industry side, a lot of work has been done. I am part of the CII council. The board of CII council have खूप काम केलं की industry conscious skill set.
High time government takes the suggestions by industry seriously.
Also, I would say from government point of view now, for example, investment promotion board. That is also kind of a tool where this can be synergized. We can use that as a tool. Investment promotion board can be used
to create appropriate
skills for that. So we can limit ourselves to tourism, agriculture. I'm not saying don't do a different industry. What I'm saying is the maximum growth in Goa will happen in this industry. So those skill sets can be developed from industry point of view, with association with government through IPP or different modes which are there.
Yeah. Next question.
एक ऍड करता गेली 15 वर्सां हांव अड्डी मारता की तुम्ही जी इंडस्ट्रीज हाडटले न्हय तेका स्किल लेबर कितें जाय तो आनी 5 वर्सां तुमी असो पिरियड घेयात की तुमच्या कडेन आसलेलो वर्क फोर्स आसात मॅन पॉवर आसात न्हय तेका ती स्किलचे ट्रेनिंग दियात आनी 5 वर्सां जर तो रावता जायत जाल्यार तेका 50% कन्सेशन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी 50% वॉटर 50% तेका जो रेंट आसा ते दिया आनी तुमकां तुमच्याच गोंयचो भुरगो गावतलो कोण आयकना 5 वर्सां जाली 15 वर्सां
कितें आयकना
कोणाक पडला कारण 5 वर्सां प्रत्येक जाण सत्तेर आसतलो मागीर कोणाक पडला गोंयाचे कोणाक पडला युवकांचे हे अनएम्प्लॉयड जाले म्हणून कितें 5 वर्सां सोंपल्या नंतर हे हांगा बसतले काय खंय बसतले म्हाका पडलेलेच ना हो पॉलिटिशियनाचो एटिट्यूड तो हेंकां खुबश्या प्रमाणात मारक आसा.
विजय बाब तकली आलेता.
No, I think I'll put a question to you, a counter question. You say that how we are going to create jobs. Do you feel that there are industries which can accommodate Goan youth? Now there are industries. there are opportunities, and those guys are not taking you in. If this is the case, then we'll force them to take you in. But if there are no industries where you can be employed for the type of education that you are taking, then we've got to get those industries. If it is worthwhile, because eventually this is economics. You cannot get something which is not going to be worth.
So why not bring the IT industry in?
IT industry. Fine, that's a suggestion.
Okay.
Although
Yeah,
we are
Rajdeep.
quite late,
Hi.
but we certainly got to
Rajdeep,
pursue.
quickly, then I will move to
What he
another
talks about film city is also
एक्झॅक्टली आयज आमकां
I agree.
कितल्याशा वर्सां उपरांत एक डॅशिंग आमकां राजकारणी मेळ्ळा खोट मारता थंयच्यान उदक काडपाची ती कापासता धमक आसा तुमचे कडेन जर फिल्म इंडस्ट्री हाडली न्ही कितलेशे स्किल्ड ऑलरेडी आसा आमचे कडेन जाल्ले तयार करपाची गरज ना हाडली आमकां एक 20% भायले हाडचे पडत गरज म्हणून सद्या पुरती पूण 80% आमचे कडेन हांगा आसा हाड इंडस्ट्री
तुम्ही म्हणता कितें राजदीप बाब की आमचे कडेन ऑलरेडी स्किल सेट तयार आहा पूण तो अनऑर्गनायज्ड आसा ऑर्गनायज रितीन जर
जागो आसा
सरकारान
जागो आसा थंय सिप्ला येताली पळय नायलॉन 66 तो पठार आसा कितलेशेच पठार आसा जंय आमकां एक्टिविटी ते झगडी मारचे ना कारण हे न्ही ती पोल्युशन फ्री न्ही
नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन हांव लास्ट दोन घेता मुनाल फट्टे.
नमस्कार सगल्यांक म्हजें नांव मृणाल फट्टे MBA शिकता. म्हाजो प्रश्न असो आसा की आमी आतां एक मोबायल टावर जावं किंवा IT हब किंवा कितेंय प्रोजेक्ट आयलो ताका ओपोजिशन हें येता सो एज अ सोल्युशन कितें एक सस्टेनेबल डेव्हलपमेंट आमी कशें करूं शकता गव्हर्मेंटान कितें स्टेप्स घेतले किंवा कितें प्रोजेक्ट्स तुमचे तकलेन आसा की
ओके इज अ व्हेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन आनी हांव आय गिव यू फर्स्ट एक गजाल जी जाता की कितें आयलें की ताका ना म्हणप एक थंय मोबायल म्हाका बरी मोबायल रेंज जाय 4G जाय पूण म्हाका टावर नाका कशें जातलें ही टॅक्नॉलॉजी कोणी म्हाका गोंयकाराची नसली टॅक्नॉलॉजी सोदून काडपा जावपाना की म्हाका टावर नाका पूण म्हाका 4G जाय सो प्रत्येक गजालीक विरोध करपाची एक वृत्ती तयार जाली आनी एक खूब नकारात्मक सोसायटी अशी आमची इमेज जावपाक लागल्या ही इमेज काडपा खातीर कितें करप गरजेचें आनी लोकांनी कितें भान दवरप गरजेचें.
पयली गजाल अशी की तूं म्हणटा त्या मुद्द्याचेर तो म्हणटा त्या मुद्द्याचेर हांव सहमत आसा आनी हांव आतां एनवायरमेंटल वगैरे तुमी म्हाका हें दितात लेबल अशें म्हणना प्रत्येक गजालीक ना म्हणपाची टेंडन्सी जी आसा ना NGO कल्चरांतसून येयल्ले लोक जरूर करतात कारण तेंचे वेस्टेड इंट्रस्ट कितें तरी आसतलें पण त्याच बरोबर हें करपाक जाय गव्हर्मेंटान जबाबदारीन की फक्त उठसूट डेव्हलपमेंटाक विरोध करणारे एनवायरमेंटलिस्ट हें कॉयनिंग करप ना हें कॉयनिंग केलें जाल्यार आतां विजयान कितलेंय म्हटलें एनवायरमेंट म्हणजेच आमचें गोंय तर त्याच्या विशीं मागीर हेंच्या सारकल्या भुरग्यांक व्हडलोसो रिस्पेक्ट उरचना ना कित्याक दवरूंक जाय डेव्हलपमेंट वर्सीस एनवायरमेंट असो तुमी पॉयंट जो उबो करतात न्हय कन्फ्रंटींग जाता न्हय तें त्याच्यामुळे माझे अशें म्हणणें आसा की तुजे टावर वगैरे जाता हें जातात न्हय ताका एट रँडमली प्रत्येकान विरोध करपा जाय अशी कांय गरज ना पण त्याचे जर कॉन्सिक्वन्सीस आसा जाय रेडिएशन
म्हाका एक गजाल प्रामाणीकपणान दिसता तातूंतल्यान आय वॉन्ट मायकल टू स्पीक अबाउट इट की दीस कॉन्फ्रंटेशन दॅट हॅपन्स दॅट इज बेजिकली अरायझींग आउट ऑफ मिसट्रस्ट म्हळ्यार पॉलिटिकल क्लासाचेर जितलो एक जनतेचो विश्वास आसपाक जाय तितलो आज उरिल्लो ना आमीच मतां घालून निवडून दितात पण आमीच विश्वास ना अशी एक विचित्र परिस्थिती मोबायल टावरा भशेन ती 4G जाय पूण टावर नाका पळय तसो आमी तुका निवडून दितात पूण आमचो तुजेर विश्वास ना सो देर इज लॉट ऑफ मिसट्रस्ट आणि ह्या मिसट्रस्टांतल्यान एकदां पॉलिटिशियनान कितें सांगलें की वचून जर सांगलें देर विल बी हार्डली 3-4 पॉलिटिशियन्स लायक यू की तुमी वचून जर लोकांक सांगलें की ही बरी गजाल आपूण जबाबदारी घेता जाल्यार लोक आयकतले उरिल्ली 36 जाणांचे आयकुचे ना जर आपूण जबाबदारी घेता तूं घेता मरे आनी पाड पडटलें म्हणटाले सो अशी परिस्थिती जातली हो मिसट्रस्ट जो आसा बिटवीन पॉलिटी एंड द इलेक्टोरेट हो काडपा खातीर कितें करपाक जाय कारण जो मेरेन हो मिसट्रस्ट आसा तो मेरेन कोणेय कितें जरी प्रोजेक्ट हाडलो आनी जर एक पॉलिटिशियन मोदीक पडलो लोक विश्वास दवरचे ना.
What he is talking about is right, but there is a very small percentage of people. There is not out of 100.
You cannot generalize it.
Now, out of 100 there are 5 people. So you talk about 1 lakh. There are about 1 or 2,000 people who oppose this type of things. Like Ami Poila Goan, they are the people who roam with mobile, the best handset, but they don't want a tower. आमचे वटेन हे प्रॉब्लेम जाले like when it came to connectivity like Wi-Fi when we were putting up towers in the coastal belt there were few people coming and standing on the road where the tower was getting installed so I had to go there and explain to them that without this we won't be able to swipe a card म्हणजे सगळे जाण गोंयकार जेणी बिझनेस घातला आता सगळे जाण कार्ड सिस्टमान फारीक करता, how they will swipe the card if there is no connectivity. So we want all these things to happen. You are roaming with a mobile. So all those people who had come to oppose something which was happening over there, they were all having mobiles. I asked them, how many of you all are not having mobile? They said, we are all having. I said, this will give you connectivity also. This will help to improve our economy. So what is going to be good for the general public should not be opposed. But there will be always, even if you tell them 150 times, they will not listen. There will be always an opposition of those type of people, because in their mindset, those things they do not agree with that. So they will always oppose. So we have to ignore them. I seriously feel we need to ignore them.
You have to ignore them. Okay. Last now question get Dr. Nirmala.
Hello, I am Dr. Nirmala. I teach in the management department, Goa University. My question is simple. What should the generation now, like all of us, do to improve the attitude and thinking capabilities of our students or the generation next?
So I think these can be the concluding remarks. Yeah. What the generation now needs to do the attitude and thinking capabilities of the generation next. So I'll start with Rameshwar.
So change in the attitude cannot come overnight. For a change of attitude, you need to change many things. Now, in a contextual situation also is a very important factor which influences every individual. So, to have that kind of an attitude, you need to have number of examples. Yes, this is the right approach. This is the wrong approach. All these kind of those things. Plus, young generation must go for reading. Must go for reading. And that should be the context thing. Plus, they must understand, as Vijay said, what is happening in the worldwide. And in the context of that, we should be able to analyze at the local level and also further to move on to understand what is my role in this context, a changing scenario which is rapidly moving on. Do I have the potentials to cope up with this changing rapidly scenario? That one must introspect into. Introspection is two-way. One, into the contextual situation which is rapidly changing. Second thing is that an introspection wherein how do I make it, and why do I make it? That is very important, and always one point which is very important, that everything that I do is my commitment to my community and society, and last it is to my nation. Because Youth Policy 2014, National Youth Policy 14 very clearly says that this youth policy is to bring a change into the youngsters so that they bring the change in the nations in the context of the entire world phenomena. So if that is to happen, I understand it, how complicated it is, because I have gone through and I stand where I am now. But that everyone has to do it, because this is the demand of the time.
Okay. No, I'll come to you. Yeah, Rajdeep.
मॅक्झिमम जे कितें म्हज्या मनान आशिल्लें तें सर उरलेलें फक्त ठरोवपाचें की खूब फावटी टीचर आसता पळय एक भुरगो पयलीं मानता तो आपल्या आवय बापायक ताज्या उपरांत जर कोण आसता जाल्यार टीचर आसा खूब फावटी टीचर टिचींग पगार मेळटा म्हणून शिकयता थोडी टिचरी आसा तो भुरगो घडपाक जाय म्हणून शिकयता सो त्या टिचरीचेर उरता भुरगो कसो घडटलो तो कितलेशेच भुरगे बरबाद जाले आसतले फक्त टिचरीक लागून आनी कितलेशेच भुरगे घडले आसतले तेय फक्त टिचरीक लागून सो टीचर बरी आसपाक जाय भुरगे बरे घडटा
Akash, Akash. Yeah. What the generation now is telling the generation next to improve their thinking capabilities?
So generation now was teachers, of course. Teachers are the most respected, and everybody should look up to them because they come with a principle focus without any meddling or any other kind of a personal motive. But my thing is, in every field of education, when MBA students who are going to be either going to come to a next entrepreneurial level or maybe go to become a high education, they should be clearly focused on probably which area we should focus. There should be a lot of skills coming out, not only communicating through classes, but also through the public domain, through practical domain, through different kind of domain where every skill set of a person should be devised based on the students are with you for 2 to 3 years. You teachers are very smart enough to understand what is the SWOT, weakness, strength, as you do it in your MBA, opportunity threat for every student. If you can focus on that, I think we can create at least 10 to 15 billion entrepreneurs from our institute in Goa. I strongly believe so.
Michael?
I feel that the youth are the future of this country and Goa, and they will bring the change. And to bring the change, they will have to think first that I will change myself. I have a target. I want to be so and so person. Means, हांव कितें तरी एक सेटअप करूंक सोदता. I want to create 100 jobs. I want to create. Like they today they must be not having anything. But तेजे भितर जे आहा आपण कितें करूंक सोदता ते तेणी भायर काडचें पडटलें आनी करून दाखोवचें पडटलें. They should not say that you do it. आमकां सदांच आमी हय म्हणटा की तुमी करपाक जाय. You should do, politicians should do, or somebody else should do it for us. But I feel that they can bring the change, what they want to see in this world, which Mahatma Gandhi said in 1930s. आणि अजूनही बसून आम्ही त्यात उलयता that the change आनी कोण हाडटलो म्हणून. अजूनही आमचे बोनान आहा की आनी कोणे करूंक जाय काम. Like clean म्हणजे आमी स्वच्छ भारत म्हणटा. We are still saying that municipality has to clean it. So who is dirtying it? We are dirtying it. So change कोण हाडूंक जाय? आमी हाडूंक. So they can bring it, and I strongly feel that they will do it. They are the future of this country.
I feel the generation now, especially the teaching community, needs to democratize the educational institutions further, have huge debates about the model that Goa needs to follow in the future. See, we are in a confrontation between development and environment. Now, what do we want has to be discussed by you all have to provoke debates amongst the generation next for deciding the model that Goa is to adopt. For this, you need to democratize the institution. Don't do away with attendance. Why should people attend? If the teacher is worth attending a lecture, teacher's lecture is worth attending, they will attend. If you are not worth, they won't attend. Why should they attend? I am for this. Completely democratize it. Do away with these laws which are trying to restrict freedom.
From freely to attendance, you are giving dangerous advices today.
Complete. Let there be freedom. Let the students, let the generation next debate. They are not debating today. And the politicians are not getting involved in debating with them because they are not showing their nuisance value. Let them show their nuisance value. They can throw us tomorrow and they can take our place. The moment they become more assertive, Goan generation next needs to be aggressive and focused. And the job to put them is yours.
Last एकच हे करताना I will take the final wrap up. आणि म्हाका प्रत्येकाक विचारपाक जाय because all of you have reached somewhere because of the struggle and the process that you have gone through in your own careers. One thing that you have learned in your professional life, which will be very valuable for the students.
Don't forget your basics, your culture, and always be grounded. That's the most important thing. Whenever you grow, you should always consider that every step you take, it's a step for future, but you should not forget what previous step you had learned. That's the most important thing that I would like to part knowledge from my young generation.
रमेश एक एडवाइस या फुल प्रोसेसांतल्यान 38 वर्सांच्या
शक्यतो हांव एडवायस दिना हेचें कारण अशें की आय प्रॅक्टीस तोंडान सांगना पण उदळ जें सांगलां न्हय एटिट्युडिनल चेंजीच्या बाबतींत तें एक गजाल लक्षांत दवरूंक जाय की every individual has got his limitations, his power, his potentials, everything. Again, I repeat my same thing that you have to have your own identity, and how to get your own identity is by virtue of all the things which I have earlier said. Unless and until you don't do it, you can't take up the challenges as Vijay has said it. You cannot accept the challenge of any politicians. But you will succumb to the pressures exerted by the politicians. So you must stand where nobody can impose upon you an inevitable helplessness. If you can do that, you will win the world.
राजदीप, संपूर्ण स्ट्रगलांतल्यान एक एडवायस.
20 वर्सां नाटक करता हांव. जेन्ना हांव सुरवात केल्ली पळय तेन्ना म्हाका पिशान काडलेलो की नाटक करून आनी कोण पोट भरपाक शकता काय म्हणून. सो म्हाका सदीं 10 वर्सां जाल्यार तरी विचारतालो तूं खंय कामाक वता काय म्हणून. म्हणल्यार कामाक म्हणजे न्हू इंडस्ट्रीन बी ना म्हणजे नाटक करता. न्ही पोटाचें कितें म्हणल्यार नाटक करता. थंय न्हू हांवें म्हणलें नाटक करून जोडटा हांव. हें करता करता 20 वर्सांनी तयार केलो. एकूच गजाल अशी हांव स्वतान बिलीव करता. हांव जें कितें करता तातूंत म्हाका पूर्ण विश्वास आशिल्लो. तातूंत केन्ना केन्ना फेल्युअर जाला. एक 5% फेल्युअर जाला पूण 95% हांव हें जालां. फक्त हांव स्वतान बिलीव करता. जें कितें करता तें सारकें करतलो. ह्या एका बेजीसचेर आयज राजदीप आसा.
मायकल, प्रोफेशनल एडवायस, नॉट पॉलिटिकल.
I would give you my own example. Like, you have to be very simple in life, very humble, and ego aspak uppanna. No egos. No matter how big you become, you have to be very simple and smile. Because I've seen a lot of people in their own world, they don't know what is the meaning of smile. They've forgotten smile. And if you be very simple, nothing is impossible. I had seen one board. I read one, a small quote, nothing is impossible. My boss says so. So who is your boss? You are the boss of your own life. Nothing is impossible. Whatever you have in your mind, whatever targets you have, whether you are studying today, you want marks, or whether whatever you want to be in your life, if you say nothing is impossible, you can do it. And with all these things like simple, humble, a big smile, and helping others, I think you can achieve whatever you want in your life. Whatever your dreams are there, all your dreams will come true.
Vijay, except Feeney and bunking lectures, one advice that they can actually practice.
No, believe in Goinkarpon. It is the biggest religion, and it makes you superior to the others in the country. You have to believe that you are superior. Have that ego. He's saying don't have ego. I am telling you have the ego. I am a Goinkar, therefore I am superior to the rest of everyone. If you have this, I think this gives you a clear advantage. And in any case, Goans are different. Our Goinkarpon is also of a good heart. It is Kokani Manchaje Monispan. But at the same time, we are at a distinct advantage from the other people in the country. We have a distinct history. Everything else is different. So we are different and we are better. So if you take this for granted and believe in Goinkarpon and take it as the biggest religion, I think you'll have a good way forward. Forward being the catchword. You need to take Goa forward.
हांव इतल्याचेर सांगता म्हणजे कडेन आनी कितलेशेच क्वेश्चन्स आशिल्ले बट आमी 1 वराची डिबेट करपाची ठरयल्ली ती 1.5 वराचेर पावल्या एंड जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ ब्रिलियंट पॅनल एंड इक्वली ब्रिलियंट ऑल ऑफ यू सो हांव इतल्याचेर थांबता म्हाका दिसता एक गजाल हातूंतल्यान सगळ्यांनी घेवपाची गरज आसा की the generation next needs to believe in itself and at the same time with proper conviction and without any indifference needs to be sensitive towards what is happening around them. ही sensitivity, sensibility आणि तुम्ही जशें सांगला त्या प्रमाणे जर आत्मविश्वास जर उरलो तर म्हाका दिसता बऱ्योच गजाली जातल्यो आनी गोंयकारपण आमकां शिकोवचें पडना आमी ल्हानपणा सावन गोंयकार म्हणूनच व्हड जाता सो आतां फक्त ती याद करून कित्याक दिवची पडटा बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट इंडिफरन्स तो जर इंडिफरन्स जर काडून उडयलो जाल्यार म्हाका दिसता जें उरतलें तो गोंयकार उरतलो आनी गोंयकारपण उरतलें सो तितलीच मेसेज म्हाका दिसता हांगा बशिल्ल्याच जनरेशन नॅक्स्टान न्ही तर जी कार्यावळ पळयतात त्या गोंयभरच्या जनरेशन नॅक्स्टान जर घेतली जाल्यार जशी विजय सांगता की यू चॅलेंजस अँड यू टेक अवर प्लेस म्हणून सो आय विश वी हॅव अ कॅबिनेट अँड वी हॅव अ लेजिस्लेटिव्ह असेंब्ली टुडे whose average age is 40. One day I will be able to see it and I think that will be the proud moment for everybody sitting in this hall. ते जावचे इतलेच मागता आनी थांबता आयले इतली बरी तरेन मतां मांडली आनी इतली बरे तरेन प्रश्न विचारले थँक्स अ लॉट पळयत रावात प्रुडंट नमस्कार